This is the German Touring Car Masters, and this is Karl Wendlinger. The Austrian driver started the season qualifying third at Hockenheim. Then he had problems all season long battling the car, learning how to drive it in the Touring Car Series. Today at Hockenheim once again in the season finale, he'll be starting up front in the third row once again. It's a great finish of the season for him. It's gratifying to finish the season this way. I've shown in several races, such as Nürburgring and Zandvoort, that the section times are good. I didn't do well at the time because of my mistake or traffic or a yellow flag, but here everything came together. And this is the champion for the year, already crowned, Laurent Aiello. He'll be starting second on the grid today. The champ now has something to prove, that he can still win even though he has the championship in the bag. He started strong this year with wins running away from Mercedes, but then he had his share of problems toward the end of the season, but now he's the champ.
I'm looking forward to have a good race, and to have a good result for my team, because we've been working so hard and they've been working so hard for me this year that tomorrow the target for us is to try to reach this championship for the team. And yes, I will do my best tomorrow and to try to give also a nice show for the public, which I hope will be many of them tomorrow here in the stadium.
And this is the man that does have something to prove, Bernd Schneider. He was the defending champion coming into the season. He lost the championship in the next to last race of the season. Now he wants to be sure that he finishes second in the points standings. However, he will be challenged, so this will not be an easy day for the former defending champion. What makes it easy, though, is he'll be starting from pole position. The German Touring Car Masters has proven again that anything can happen. It's going to be tough, though. Two Audis are surrounding me, and I think there's going to be a lot of hard work ahead. But everyone's ready. This is the time for the final show of the season. This is the other side of Hockenheim. Everyone knows about the racetracks, but not everybody may know about the historic castle and the garden that surrounds it. The beautiful, idyllic area where people come for rest at various times of the year. That is, when there aren't races, of course. And the race course? It's brand new. It's actually shorter by 1.3 miles. The fans get a chance to see a brand new circuit, a circuit that'll see a brand new hairpin, speeds in a parabolic up over 168 miles an hour, coming down to a first gear hairpin turn. The course was rebuilt with runoff areas and plenty of areas for everyone to enjoy the race, including a brand new grandstand. A chance for the fans to see a good majority of the back part of the course, and the fans in the front get a good view of the front part. Hockenheim making changes to stay modern and also give the fans a better view. Well, except for maybe this one. One of the different points of the weekend, Mercedes drivers as cooks. That's right, cooks. Schneider, Alsen, Fessler, Mailänder, Alesi, Albers, Dumbreck, Husmann, and Jaeger changed the driver suits to put on cooking garb. Now, if you're going to cook, then you're probably going to have to serve. You may have to remember the name of the game, of course, is fun. So, everyone starts to do their thing as best they can. Peter Dumbreck doing the easy thing. Fessler watching. And of course, what's served? Fast food from Uwe Alsen. That's right, fast food is served. And of course, whatever comes to the table, you have to eat. And that's the motto of this particular event. So the drivers have done just about every kind of sport before the season started. And Jean Alesi, among others, has to sit down and cook. Or at least make it look like he's cooking. At least everybody ate. At least that's how it looks to us, anyway. And actually, it doesn't look too bad. Except you got to explain to these people how to cook. They drive well, but can they really cook? not too sure, but they certainly know how to serve. That's Christian Albers. He brought everybody out to have a good time. Bernd Schneider, he's serving, you know it, the fast food hamburgers. It's there. Now, Patrick Guzman makes it really easy. He just serves pepper and salt. Actually, it was a lot of fun for just about everybody. And once again, the German Touring Car Masters proves that you can have a good time, no matter what. Now it's the fans' turn to have a good time. The drivers parade to the start. The final event of the season on a brand new course here at Hockenheim. The championship has been decided. Laurent Aiello is your title holder. However, two drivers have a chance for the second place. Bernd Schneider is in second place. Mattias Ekström, the young Swedish driver, is in third and has a chance to take over second place, but it's going to mean that Bernd Schneider is going to have to fall out. Also up for grabs today is the Manufacturers' Championship. You take a look at the course here. They'll run 8 laps on the qualifying race, 23 laps on the feature, some 50 to 60,000 fans on hand. And we're ready to go in the qualifying race. Bernd Schneider on the pole on the right, but on the left, Aiello gets a great jump and takes the lead into the first corner. This corner has been changed, as has most of the track, and we'll go as we round to get a chance to look at it. That was Tomczyk in the Audi going off the course, but here comes Laurent Aiello with a great start. Running second is Bernd Schneider, but Aiello has got off to a great start here and is pulling away already. Carl Wendlinger is running in third place. Mattias Ekström is running in fourth. It looks like it's Abt is running in the fifth slot. Then comes Fessler, Menu, and Alesi. And so we're underway, coming up to the hairpin. They got to over 168 miles an hour. They have to get down to first gear into the hairpin. Schneider holding off Wendlinger and Ekström as they come around. You're riding with Ekström here. And we have a crash at the hairpin. That's Jean Alesi's Mercedes on top of the Fessler Mercedes. Two of the brand new Mercedes crashing here at the hairpin. Take another look. Alesi braking late, hits an Opel, goes over the Opel and up on top of Fessler's Mercedes. I really don't know what happened. I was hit from behind on the right. I spun, and then I saw Menu was coming at me, and then Alesi flew at me. And then he was on my car. Someone really messed up on the braking somewhere. So the Alesi Mercedes being shoved into the pits to be worked on. The Fessler car is being worked on, and as you look at this, you can see that Alesi had a braking error. It was on the Opel and then on Fessler.
To be honest, I was expecting it. I mean, it's the last race of the championship. I mean, some of them have got a very small brain and they just switched it off completely. So then happens what happens. Yeah? And I was just minding my own business going into the first hairpin. I just overtook, I think, Marcel Fessler, and Alesi just forgot to brake. And he T-boned me on the inside and he caused like a massive mess, obviously. So it's a shame. Somebody of his experience should not do these things like that. But
later, 3 laps later, in fact, Tomczyk has his problems as he spins out after a collision with Thomas Jäger. He has to head toward the pits. Here's another look at it. Jäger just drives into the side of the door, and Tomczyk is knocked off the course. The young driver's had his share of problems, but he didn't need this one, that's for sure. There's another look at it. Meanwhile, out in front, Aiello ahead of Schneider and Wendlinger. Running in fourth is Ekström, and that's the driver that's going to have a chance, if he can, to take over second place in the points, but he's going to have to get by his teammate, Carl Wendlinger. He has a very fast car, but right now Schneider is getting away from him, and Schneider picks up necessary points here, and it could be over with for second place. Carl Wendlinger, of course, would like to have a good finish after what's been a very disappointing season for him since he joined the series. The race continues on the track, but for Tomczyk, well, it's a chance for the mechanics to go to work and maybe get him ready for the second race. I think we're at a fair and are driving crash scooters. What happened wasn't right. I'm after a place in the points race. And what we presented was not the best side of motorsports. I think everyone believes that everything hinges on this last race. And they'll do anything. That's not okay. Meanwhile, Ekström is still right behind his teammate, Karl Wendlinger. The further back he finishes, the less chance he's going to have for second place in the points race. Here in the last race of the season in the German Touring Car Masters. Into the Parabolica, headed toward the hairpin. And that new hairpin has certainly been a problem for these cars already. Here comes Ekström inside. Gets by. And takes over third place. He'll pick up a point then. So he still will have a chance here if he can, or maybe he can catch up with Schneider. 3 points for a win, 2 points for second, and 1 point for third. And that's Patrick Husmann. He's got problems with his car. He's going to have to head to the pits. Back in the pack, you're seeing continued action as Husmann goes off and takes the runoff road and to get to the pits and hopefully get his car ready for at least the second race. He's got some severe problems there. Meanwhile, Mattias Ekström attempts to try to catch up on Bernd Schneider. But right now it looks like it's going to be a very difficult race for him. At least he can pick up a point. What about Husmann's situation?
I don't know, they are checking it right now, but it looks like a water hose just broke. And I didn't touch anyone. There were a lot of crashes, but I could stay out of trouble all the race. And it was looking fantastic. I was on ninth position, and which was a very good result for the sprint race. And suddenly, no more tire pressure, water pressure, a lot of smoke, and I decided to come in.
And so we come down to the final moments here of the qualifying race with this man right here, the man that wrapped up the championship in the next to last race of the season, looking to finish the season off in a great way, winning the qualifying race ahead of Bernd Schneider, and finishing third will be Mattias Ekström. There's your winner, Laurent Aiello from France, the newly crowned champion of the German Touring Car Masters. This is a champion from many series returning to the German Touring Car Masters. When he was here last time, it was called the German Touring Car Championship. His name is Johnny Cecotto. He won the V8 Star Series this year. He's a former motorcycle champion. Now he's returned to the German Touring Car Championship.
Well, I'm very happy to be back here. I saw a lot of people which I knew before, a lot of known faces, and the feeling is quite good. It's difficult to drive the car, to get used to it, to find the limit, especially on braking.
He has a long history of touring cars. After his motorcycle championships in 1989, he drove for BMW. In fact, he drove a number of years for BMW, racking up wins and championships. Cecotto is a very aggressive driver, full of temperament, but when he needs to be, he's very concentrated and very controlled. And the championships and victories show it. Then in 1991, he went to the German Touring Car Championship, also for BMW, and always running for the championship, and always in there looking for a title. Then in 1998, he went to the Super Touring Car Championship, and this his start at the Nürburgring. Cecotto, a motorcycle champion who successfully made the transition into touring car racing. He's raced all over Europe. He has led races, he's won races. He is always a driver to contend with when he gets into a touring car. And he's back once again in the German Touring Car Masters. In the German Touring Car Masters, though, he's not in the BMW. He is in an Opel, the car that was originally driven by Yves Olivier. Now Cecotto has it. And Cecotto has done well, proving that he can still adjust to any type of car at any time.
I didn't have much time to run yesterday and today, but every time I sit in the car and we make some changes, then I'm improving and I'm getting more and more familiar to it. So I would say I'm happy, yes.
Who knows? Maybe this will be the beginning of a long relationship with the Touring Toy Car Masters. You wouldn't put it past the 46-year-old Venezuelan. Makes his home in Italy, but now racing in Germany on a regular basis. So the mechanics are doing their job here at the rebuilt Hockenheim Grand Prix circuit, getting ready for the second race of the day. 23 laps around this course, 2.79 miles. The brand new course. They ran the Grand Prix race here earlier this season. There's Michel Bartels. He's getting ready. And everyone wondered how the touring cars would do. The Grand Prix race was quite successful. Here's how they're going to start. Aiello, then Schneider, just reversed from the way they've started. Ekström and Wendler, the two teammates. So the Audis surround the Mercedes. In the next row, Christian Abt and Manuel Reuter. Reuter, the best of the Opel so far today. Opel were looking for a great finish to end what's been a very difficult season for them. Then comes Timo Scheider, one of the top young drivers in the field, along with Uwe Alsen. Then one of the veterans, Winkelhock, next to one of the young drivers, Mücke. Then Albers and Mailänder. As the field continues to sort out here, Peter Dumbrecht, Johnny Cecotto, who we saw a little bit of before. Then Jaeger and Bartels. As we get back toward the end of the field, Husmann and Menu. Menu had that involved in that accident. Tomczyk spun and had an accident. Then comes Fessler. And then way in the back, Jean Alesi, who was in that accident in the very first lap. On the right, we have Aiello. On the left, Schneider. Aiello gets another good jump, it looks like. A man that's had some difficult starts this season gets the jump. Meanwhile, in second place, there's a battle going on between Ekström and Schneider. Albers goes off. Schneider seems to hold the lead. Ekström is still there, but has to tuck in behind and will be settling into third position. You can see the new runoff areas here at Hockenheim. A lot of asphalt, so they got rid of a lot of the sand traps. The cars go off, they'll be able to get back on. Huge runoff areas. Here at the hairpin, once again, Laurent Aiello ahead of Bernd Schneider, then Ekström, and then Timo Scheider, the young Opel driver. He's had a very good season, and everyone expects great things for him to come, and a car is in the air. A car was in the air. That was Alesi's Mercedes. Norbert Haug. Watch the action. Jean Alesi's Mercedes is out. Hope nothing happened to Alesi. At this moment, we don't know who was out in the grass and then came back onto the racetrack. I think that he was hit and then pushed into the guardrail. We're just going to have to check. Thank goodness nothing happened to him. And so Jean Alesi walking back to the car, somewhat in shock, but seems to be okay. Another look at it. He was shoved by Fessler, but where it started, we're not sure. And then Alesi gets up into the air.
Twice I crashed. The first crash for me was a mistake from me because I braked too late. The second one, I don't know what's happened, but one car put my car in a barrier, and then I had a big crash.
The pace car was out as they cleaned up the track, and we're underway once again, and Aiello gets the jump. But Schneider this time stays right with him. Remember that in this race, there's a mandatory pit stop. All four tires have to be changed. That's coming up. But right now, it's a case of Aiello holding off Bernd Schneider. And right behind Schneider is Ekström. Then comes Scheider, and then Uwe Alsen, who had started way back in the pack, is now running in the 5th or 6th position there. The rest of the pack working its way around. Christian Abt running in 6th, and once again Albers has spun off the course. He's had a rough day in that part of it. But the racing up front is very, very tight. Aiello in front of Schneider, then comes Ekström. There you get a look at Timo Scheider. Made a mistake going into that corner. And there's what happened to Albers. He was bumped by Peter Dumbrecht. Albers has had his share of going off the track today. Karl Wendlinger with problems. Look at that. He's creamed by an Opel in the corner. Wendlinger goes off. And so after qualifying so well, he's had his share of problems in the main race. It was a bad start. The first lap was a catastrophe because we were shoved left and right. Then the pace car came out, and after the pace car, I passed an Opel in the hairpin, and the next curve, that Opel, I believe it was Manuel, hit me in the side. The steering is broken, the rear tire is flat, and the side is destroyed. Meanwhile, Aiello continues to lead. Bernd Schneider second, then Ekström, and the pit stops will be coming up shortly. The weather has been very good here so far today. It rained during the qualifying and practice sessions off and on. It had been predicted it would rain today, but so far the weather has stayed in good shape. There is Mika, and you're riding now with Manuel Reuter in his Opel, past the new Mercedes grandstand on the right. Going into the hairpin once again, where there's been more than enough excitement here today in the German Touring Car Masters final race of the season here at Hockenheim, the brand new Grand Prix course, and another car is going off at the hairpin. This is Tomczyk, and also involved is Mailander. The Tomczyk car destroyed. Not going anywhere with that one. Meanwhile, the leaders continue to roll, and the parts are going to have to be picked up after this crash at the hairpin. The touring cars have certainly had their share of problems manipulating the hairpin, breaking down from over 160 miles an hour for a first gear corner. It's been a difficult time for a number of drivers here. Tomczyk is okay, but the car certainly isn't. And the app crew isn't happy. Something was wrong with the car, or he braked too late, or it locked up, and then he banged into Mailander, who couldn't do anything about it. I was standing 90 degrees, and I looked and saw the yellow flag, and I happened to be hit from behind and not in the side door. I'm happy that I'm out of it in one piece. It's too bad, because I could have had a great race. I was running in 9th position. But then again, luckily nothing happened to me. But I do have an early vacation. So once again, the pace car is out on the course, but it's too early for the pit stops. The mandatory pit stops can't start yet. And there is a very disappointed Tomczyk. So it's going to be interesting here. The pace car is out. The drivers can go in and in one more lap, I believe, if they want to go in for their pit stops. But right now, the question is, what happened here? Tomczyk starts to brake. Something happens in the car. It spins. He wasn't touched by anybody. And as he comes out, Bernd Mailander was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that was the end of Tomczyk's day. So that's the end of the season for Martin Tomczyk, which has been up and down for him, but he's had a little bit better luck in the main event, even though today doesn't show it in this particular event. And this incident here doesn't show it. Last year he had troubles finishing the feature event. This year he's finished a couple of them anyway. Another of the young drivers in the series that's trying to make a name for himself, and you can see what happened with Bernd Mailander thought. He wasn't happy about that at all. Martin Tomczyk coming back into the pit area eventually here as the pace car continues to roll. Now the cars should be able shortly to go into the pits and make their pit stops. The teams are getting ready. This could be a mass pit stop as we're under caution. Nobody wants to get caught out in green. The pace car, the light is still blinking, so they're going to have at least another lap yet before they will go to green. They're coming into the main area. Tomczyk getting a shuttle back in. Let's see what happens here. Here they come. Everybody's coming in. All the leaders are coming into the pits. Aiello, Schneider, Ekström, Schneider. Everyone's coming in. These are the mandatory pit stops. There's your leader. The Abt team going to work. Schneider comes in, your second place car. And Aiello gets out first. Ekström is second. Where's Bernd Schneider? Here he comes. Whoa, it's going to be tight with he and Schneider. Who came out first? Timo Schneider. So Schneider drops back to 4th position. Well, it depends. There may be one other driver out on the course. Albers has not come into the pits. Albers has not come into the pits. So Christian Albers is your leader right now. But look at this. Bernd Schneider's crew, who's normally very, very quick, this time not as quick as they have been in the past. And he loses positions. There is your leader, Christian Albers, followed by Aiello, Ekström, and the lights are off on the pace car. We'll be going to green when they come around on the start-finish line. Plenty of excitement here before that brand new grandstand there in this new section of the course here at the Grand Prix course in Hockenheim, Germany. The German Touring Car Masters, final event of the season. Bernd Mailander, his race day is over, as you heard. Pace car comes around into the main grandstand area. He will duck into the pits, and then it's going to be up to Albers. So once again, Aiello is going to have to get by a Mercedes. Harks back to the A1 ring in Austria, where he had such a difficult time getting by the Mercedes teamwork. But now the question is, can he do it again? Looks like Christian Abt has some problems. We're underway. Albers leads into the first corner. Aiello is right behind him. Here they come. Into the right-handers. Still Aiello not able to get by. However, the man that Albers is trying to help, Bernd Schneider, is way back in the pack. So now it's up to the young 20-year-old, or rather 23-year-old Christian Albers to see what he can do out in front. His day of glory in this season. Meanwhile, Schneider moves up by Timo Schneider. Bernd Schneider takes over 4th. Here comes Aiello on the right, working on Albers, and takes the lead. There comes Ekström, but he's not able to get by as yet. Now he does. Albers goes way wide. Schneider comes by. So now there's your leading pack. Aiello's in front. Mattias Ekström is running in 2nd. Bernd Schneider 3rd. Timo Schneider is 4th. And look at that. Uwe Alsen is running in 5th position. Alsen has had a difficult day in the qualifying race and now has come on strong here in the main event. What's on the line now, of course, is the 2nd place in the championship. And if it finishes as it is now, it's going to be very close. Oh, and look at that. Aiello has his windshield wiper going. It's starting to rain. This is going to change the whole complexion of things if it continues to rain. It could mean another pit stop for everybody. Aiello is out there in front. There you get a look at Bernd Mailander from the Ekström car. What else could happen today here? Aiello takes the lead here. Ekström would jump into 2nd place shortly thereafter. Well, no one else yet has got the windshield wipers going. It must not be raining too hard yet. But we have to see. Oh, and a car has spun. 2 cars have spun in the back. Michel Bartels is involved in that one, along with Reuter, it looks like, and Cecotto. Everybody is coming out of it okay and keeps on going. That hairpin has been the site of a great number of accidents, bumping and everything else here. There is the Reuter car. Going to have to head to the pits. There's Johnny Cecotto coming back into the German Touring Car Masters, a very consistent driver. Michel Bartels cuts inside, bumps into Cecotto, and then Reuter smashes into Bartels. The Opel team just does not have luck. Those are all 3 Opels. Amazing. Just one of those times you really wonder. Now you get a great look at it as Reuter had nowhere to go. Nowhere to go whatsoever. Tough luck for the Opels again, except for the 4th place car, Timo Schneider. The black and red Opel. There is Manuel Reuter. Boy, has he had a tough year. Been on the pole, but after that, it's been downhill. He's had his tough share here. Aiello continues to lead. Ekström is second. Bernd Schneider is running third. It looks like what might have been rain. Well, no. Aiello once again has it on. Here comes Reuter. He goes right into the garage. In the first and second sections, there was plenty of shoving going on. Too much for my taste. I lost a couple places there, and then the pace car came out. And I went into the pits, but I stood a long time in the pits along with Winkelhock. That took too much time. And then in the hairpin, Cecotto and Bartels got into each other, and I came out the worst for wear in that one. On the track, Aiello still out in front. Then comes Ekström, then comes Bernd Schneider, Timo Schneider. And the question is, how bad is the rain going to come down here? Give a nice look at the track from Mattias Ekström. He is chasing Aiello. So far, the rain has not been serious enough that anyone's had any problems as yet. And everyone's sorting themselves out pretty well. There comes Fessler, and there is Albers. Ducks in behind Fessler. Winkelhock in that red Opel. There's Albers, who had led for the first time this season. And that's the field back in the pack. Meanwhile, up front, there's your leader. The new champion in the German Touring Car Masters. Volker Stritzig, not a very happy man. The Opel chief has had a tough season. And he watched his cars go off here again. They just didn't pull any brakes at all this year. And now the rain is really coming down. Now the rain is really coming down here at Hockenheim. Pit stops are going to be looked at again, and this could decide the race. Who pits when and how serious is this rain going to be? The teams are out there ready to change tires. The rain tires are ready. Who's going to come in first? Who's not? That's the Opel crew. There's Manuel Reuter talking about his experiences with the Opel crew. Not a very happy man, that's for sure. That's Stefan Reuter, by the way, that purple Mercedes, who's doing a great job of racing here today. One of his best finishes so far this season. Here we come across the start-finish line. Nobody went into the pits yet. Everybody is still out. But the rain continues to come down. Look at that. Mücker's running in 7th place. The young Mercedes driver, 20 years old. This is by far his best run so far this season. Uwe Alsen running right up there with the leaders. But you can see he got a little squirrely. The rain is having its effect. The cars are going to have to come in and change tires. This is Dumbreck. He is in and made the change. Aiello, Ekström, Schneider, Scheider, Alsen headed toward the grandstand area once again. Are they going to pit this time? That's the question on everyone's mind. They're by the new grandstand area. They get through this section, they have a right-hander, and then they're into the grandstand area, and Winkelhock goes off the course. It's getting wet. They're losing grip. Jochen Winkelhock, who was running very, very well, back on the course right there in that red Opel. Whoa, and you can see Bernd Schneider was very, very loose coming around. That was that 3rd place car. So there's going to be another pit stop. Everything has happened in this final event of the season. It's always been a little rough, the final event, particularly when the championship has been decided. Now the crews are getting ready. to see who's coming in for what pit stops when. The rain is coming down. The track is getting slippery. Here come your leaders. Still not going into the pits. You're either waiting to see who does go in or hope that the rain is going to stop. Bernd Schneider is a master of driving in the rain, but on slicks it's difficult for anybody. Timo Scheider with Uwe Alsen right behind him. You can see his car get a little squiggly there. Bernd Schneider has backed off a little bit. Uwe Alsen's backed off. The fans have got the umbrellas up. They've been through just about everything here today. Once again into the hairpin. Everyone's slowing down more and more here. The track gets slipperier and slipperier. Alsen carefully coming around behind Scheider. Those are your top 5 cars. 2 Audis, a Mercedes, an Opel, and another Mercedes. This is Christian Abt. He's coming in. They're making the tire change here. And he's going out. The rain keeps coming down. The leaders are going to have to seriously think about pitting here. They're on slick still. If it gets any wetter, they're going to have serious troubles trying to maintain traction on the course. These are your top 5 cars. The fans have already taken care of the rain with their umbrellas. Now the drivers are going to have to with their tires. Alsen is backed up. Ooh, Aiello stayed out. Ekström and Schneider have gone in. Laurent Aiello has stayed out on the course and tried to get another lap in. The question is going to be, are they going to be able to get in and out in time? Here they come. Bernd Schneider, who had a problem in the pits last time, puts his rain tires on. He's ready. He's coming out. But Ekström beat him out. So Mattias Ekström in the Audi is out in front. Bernd Schneider is right behind him. And when this pit stop's over with, we'll see exactly who's leading where here. But from the original top 5, look at that. Uwe Alsen now is running right behind Bernd Schneider. And the rest of the field continues to work its way around. And Laurent Aiello is still on slicks. Laurent Aiello is still on slicks. Everyone else has changed to rain tires. And look how he goes way wide. It's like running on ice for him. It's costing him time. Probably a lot of time, more than he wanted, because the pit stop now and the other cars already on rain tires mean they could catch up and pass him. He does not have the grip he needs. He's going to have to pit this time. The rain continues to come down. He can't stay out any longer or he'll give up any chance of having the lead here. He's cautiously working his way around. Look at him slide. Comes into the pits. Now we're going to have to see. So does Timo Scheider comes into the pits. And here comes Aiello. Scheider goes in. Here comes Aiello. It may be too late for him. We'll have to see when he comes out. Will he hold the lead or will he lose it? Here come the leaders. He's going to lose the lead. There's your leader, Ekström. Then comes Schneider. Then comes Aiello, but he's just coming out of the pits. He drops into third position. Dumbreck has gone off the course. Husmann is off the course behind him. The weather is taking its toll. Laurent Aiello, still having problems, is sitting in third. Uwe Alsen is behind him. There goes Johnny Cecotto. Johnny Cecotto, his first ride for Opel, and his first ride in the German Touring Car Masters this season. And look at this. Bernd Schneider gets by Ekström. And behind him, Aiello goes way wide. and Alsen gets by him. So Aiello's car is not really set up for the rain. It's set up for a dry course. Bernd Schneider is a master of driving in the wet. He has driven prototypes in the wet, Formula One, and now touring cars. It looked like his day was over. Aiello would win, but now when the rains came, the pit stops came, and Aiello stayed out one lap, probably too many, Schneider takes the lead by passing Mattias Ekström here. And now we have a whole different complexion. Ekström still running second, the young Swedish driver. They're calling him the sensation of the year, actually. A lot is expected of him in the coming year. There's Carl Wendlinger. His race day is over. Bernd Schneider now out in front. Mattias Ekström right behind him. Uwe Alsen is running in third position. Then comes the rest of the pack. Aiello, your leader, now back into fourth position. Boy, is he going wide. The Hoosman car is off the course. Patrick Hoosman from the Netherlands is off. The rain keeps coming down. And it looks like this will be a wet finish to the German Touring Car Masters season. Whoa, that's Hoosman into the wall. Lost it on his own. So for Patrick Hoosman, it's a difficult day. Oops, there's Dumbreck. Peter Dumbreck also goes off into the grass. That's a long slide. There's your leader, though, Bernd Schneider. He was the defending champion in the series coming into the 2002 season. He had won the championship 2 years in a row. But this year, the Audis were stronger in the first part of the season. Mercedes had to do some catching up. They caught up, but it was too late. Schneider was not able to retain his title, and that man right there, Laurent Aiello from France, is the new champion, and will be defending champion going into the new year. Timo Schneider is right behind him. More cars going off the course. That was Christian Abt going off. The conditions are not getting any better. And one of the few gravel positions, too, on the course that remain. The new asphalt runoff areas have made it a little bit safer and a chance for the drivers to get back onto the course when they go off instead of getting caught in the gravel and not being able to get out. Timo Schneider is putting pressure on Laurent Aiello, and Aiello keeps going way wide. That car is not set up for the wet. And Timo Schneider comes inside again trying to get by and can't do it. And look at that. Stefan Rücker continues to stay in the top 10. There it was, a mistake by Aiello, and Timo Schneider has moved into fourth position. An Opel is running fourth. They're still working on the Hoosman car. So now it's Alsen right here running third in the Mercedes. Then comes Timo Schneider. Then comes Laurent Aiello. So the weather certainly did not help Laurent Aiello. Let's see what happened here. Aiello comes through and goes way wide. Way wide. Plenty of room for Timo Schneider. And he takes over fourth position. So the young driver from Germany, Timo Schneider, 23 years old. There's been talk of him getting a Formula One ride. There's certainly talk if he gets a real good ride, he could be very competitive here. He's been very consistent, has always stayed up in the front group. It's just that Opel has had its share of problems. But his consistency is what is important here. Bernd Schneider continues to roll. The Mercedes crew can be somewhat happy, or at least they're crossing their fingers they can end the season on a very positive note. If Bernd Schneider stays out in front, they win the team championship. They didn't get the drivers' championship, but they did get a chance here, at least so far, to get the team championship. Now, the race is running into a time limit situation. It was scheduled for 23 laps. They may not make the 23 because there is a time limit. Look at Aiello go wide. The rain keeps coming down. Jochen Winkelhock, we saw earlier in that red Opel, now moved into 7th position. Marcel Fessler is running in 6th. And there is Laurent Aiello. Now it's a matter of survival to get through the rain and bring the cars home. Bernd Schneider has pulled away from Mattias Ekström. Ekström settling into 2nd place. And when they finish, and if they finish this way, then Schneider definitely becomes 2nd in the points race. Bernd Schneider, one of the top drivers in the series, one of the top drivers in touring cars in Germany and in Europe. He's been a champion in various series, always tough to beat. He's always been able to get the most out of the car, even though it wasn't maybe up to par. He kept it competitive all year long, finishing in the points, trying to stay competitive. Was able to close up in the last few races, but then finally he couldn't do it, and the Audis took the race, last race at Zandvoort, which was enough to keep him from getting enough points, and he was out of it. And Aiello comes home the champion. Right now, Bernd Schneider is going to be happy to come home with a victory. It's not been a great season. Oh, the blinking light. That means that they're trying to tell him he's supposed to turn his lights on. In this series, if it starts to rain, the cars have to turn the lights on. Now, from the way it explains to me is that the switch there, he got him on. The switch is down low, and he has to hunt for it to get it on, but he got it on. Timo Scheider still in 4th position. Aiello is 5th. But right now, we have about 2 laps to go, it looks like, in the end of the season. Jochen Winkelhock in the Opel, running in 7th position. However, Timo Scheider right now is the top Opel driver, as he's been a number of times throughout the year. Opel hoping to come back strong next year after a very disappointing year this year, and last year was not the best one for them either. They've qualified well, they've done well basically in the wet, but they have not been able to bring the car home. And as we saw today, they have the misfortune of knocking each other out. 3 of them going out at one shot there in a spin in the hairpin. That also happened in Austria. 3 of them went off together. They had a chance for a podium slot. That means in one of the top 3 positions, and 3 of them went off together in Austria. So it was a difficult year for Opel. Mattias Ekström, he's proving he's got a great future ahead of him there. You rode with him for just a moment. There he is. Ekström has just been outstanding this year. The young Swedish driver has proven that he belongs. And when you look at what Ekström has done, he was 2nd at Hockenheim at the beginning of the year, 4th in Zolder, 3rd at Donington, 7th at Sachsenring, 3rd at Norrisring, 2nd at the Euro Speedway, his 10th at Nürburgring, 11th at the A1 Ring, and then in Zandvoort, he won the race in Zandvoort. So now he's running 2nd here in the last race of the season. Mattias Ekström is someone that we're going to hear plenty about in the coming years in German touring car racing. We're in the last lap of the last event of the 2002 season in the German Touring Car Masters, and that's the man we've been talking about, Mattias Ekström. Behind him, Uwe Alsen. This will be a good day for him, and Timo Scheider. Scheider still running in 4th position. So Scheider has also been doing quite well this season. Aiello goes off again. That car just is not set up for the wet. Talking about Scheider, he was 5th at Hockenheim in the beginning of the year, 5th at Zolder, didn't finish at Donington. He was 6th at Sachsenring, didn't finish at the Norris Ring, was 10th at the Euro Speedway, 7th at Nürburgring, 8th in Austria, 5th in Zandvoort. So he's going to come in with his best finish, aiming for 4th position. But here's the man that's going to win. Bernd Schneider picks up the victory in the final race of the season in the German Touring Car Masters here at Hockenheim's Grand Prix circuit. Bernd Schneider, his 2nd victory of the season. And the rest of the field comes into a very happy crowd and a very happy Mercedes team. And it's showtime for Bernd Schneider doing his donuts. Yeah, when the door is open, you make donuts, you lose it. But you didn't lose the race, Bernd Schneider. Number 1, Mattias Ekström for Audi. Great finish for him. Uwe Alsen, a good race for him. And also look at that, Stefan Mücker in 8th place, one of his best finishes, as for Timo Scheider in 4th position. I think the race was okay for me. It's difficult on slicks in the rain. I changed tires. It's great to finish with a good result, third place. And, well, we won the team championship, so it really couldn't be much better than it is right now. And there are the final standings in the team championship. Mercedes-AMG Vodafone number 1 for the first time this season at the right time. Team Abt Sportsline, who had led all year long, ending up in second place. But this will be the year for Mattias Ekström. He has a lot to look forward to.
For me, it was very action-filled, and until it started to rain, it was quite okay. The pit stop is always good action behind the safety car, and I think the teams had a good opportunity to show the potential in the pit stop training and all this. So, and then when it started to rain, of course, it was really difficult to drive these 1, 2, 3 laps when it was water hanging in the air. And I just can say my team called me in on the right time, and I'm happy for the result in the end. It was really great.
And so the fans get to celebrate, as does Laurent Aiello. He's your driving champion. Bernd Schneider second, Mattias Ekström finishing in third place. And then the final celebration for 2002. Laurent Aiello, the season champion. And behind him, Bernd Schneider, winning the final race of the season. The celebration belongs to just about everyone after the racing today.
Actually, my car was perfect. We expect rain. This was the reason our setup was half on dry, half on rain. And the weight in the dry we had a little bit of problem, but in the weight the car was brilliant, and I could go easy in my times, and the team made a great job.
And that does it for the 2002 season of the German Touring Car Masters. We hope you enjoyed the coverage of the event. We'll see you next year.